Welcome, friends, to my 2025 Spring Porch Marathon video, where I've taken several of my past porch refresh videos and combined them into one. Spring is right around the corner, and I'm hoping this video inspires you to prepare your front or back porch for the upcoming spring season. If you're so ready for spring as I am, hit that thumbs up button for me, subscribe if you haven't already, and enjoy the video. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about some outside summer porch motivation. If you've got a front porch or a back porch that needs your attention, maybe just a quick summer refresh, hopefully today's video will give you all the inspiration to get that done. If you love working outside as much as I do, hit that thumbs up button and let's get going. If you happen to be new today, I'm Robin and welcome to my channel. Let me start by asking how many friends out there are so excited to see Remy in this video. If you've been following me, you already know that we lost our dog Ziggy not too long ago, and Remy is the neighbor's dog, and I think Remy has been missing him as much as we have. So we were so excited that Remy is hanging out with me today on the back porch. Okay, so I'm just kind of showing you guys just what I do on a Saturday morning when I have nothing planned. No grandkids are going to come over, no kids are going to come over. I have nothing to do as far as leaving the house. So today is all about getting the front porch and the back porch in order. And so usually what I do, I go outside, I turn on the television, which today I'm having some trouble, so it's uploading. My cable's not working at the moment, but I usually turn the television on, get some country music going. I love that old country music, some Tammy Wynette, some George Jones. So I put it on my favorite station, and then I just kind of start tidying up the deck. As you can see here, my friend Kathy sent me these beautiful gardening tools. I love Pioneer Woman. I love a floral print, and she surprised me one day. I got an Amazon package and it was from Kathy, and it's full of these gorgeous metal garden tools, and I was excited to show you. Also came with some gardening gloves, so that was pretty cool. So I'll be using those today for sure. So we're going to get these garden tools open. I'm going to put them in this beautiful little gardening box that I got from my friend Charlotte's Trade Days that I keep all my garden tools in. So you'll see that here in just a second. So I'm just tidying up as we go. I need to fill up a float for the pool. The pool is ready to go. This is an early Saturday morning, so I'm hoping that later on today I can spend some time in the pool, because as you can see, these legs definitely need some sun on these legs. Oh my goodness. Usually by this time, guys, I've got some type of tan line going on, but it's been a little slow this summer. It's been really wet over the past, I think, 2 months. It's just been raining and raining and raining, so I haven't spent too much time on that pool. But today's the day. I'm just going to get out here on the back deck and just get it, again, just tidied up, wiped down. I love to use that blower that Derek has. It's very easy. It runs off a battery, so it's really easy to blow off the deck. So I'll get some chores done here on the back deck. I'm also going to finally spray paint my front not rocking chair, I guess my front bench. It's metal, Also got that from my friend Charlotte and David's Trade Days. It come from a park, I think in Oklahoma, possibly. I'm always wrong when I say that. I always forget. Charlotte will, I'm sure, correct me in the comment section, but they brought that back from a road trip where they went to buy some antiques and stuff, and so I bought it, and it actually looks so good on the front porch. But right now it's white. It shows dirt really easily, and I had a friend suggest that I paint it black. So if you're out there, I forget who did that, so if you left me a message in my prior video that I should paint that bench black, let me know in the comment section, because it was such a great tip, and I'm finally getting around to do that today, guys. Lots of great outside motivation for you. This is your type of video. Hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment, and let's get after it. Okay, so now we're going to quickly get this porch kind of blown off, and then I'll water some plants, and then we're going to move around to the front of the porch. I was going to mention real quickly, there's another whole area of my deck there to the right of the back door. I guess I can say, when you walk out the back door there to the right, there's a step up. You can kind of see it right there in that little footage. I have a whole other section of deck that's not covered, but I'm not showing that in today's video just because it's got lots of rotten boards in it. And this year, like, one of my rubber boots fell through it the other day. Well, not all the way through it, but it kind of cracked. And so Derek tomorrow, which would be Sunday, is going to take up all of that top deck over there and replace all of those boards. So today I really didn't include that side porch or that side deck that's over there because it looks really bad right now. And then I'll decorate that in another video. So I'm very excited to get that part of the deck redone. It's not covered, so it's kind of weathered, and like I said, rotten. Some of the boards have rotted over the past years, so we have needed to get this done quite some time, and we're finally taking the time to stop and get it done. Make sure you've hit that red subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and make sure you hit that bell notification button and click all videos, so that way every time I post any video, YouTube notifies you that I've updated a video, or that I've posted a video, I should say. That is a really great tool. I have lots of friends here on YouTube that have their own channels, and so believe me, I try not to miss anyone's video. I might not watch it the day that it comes out, but I'm gonna watch it. And I love the fact that YouTube notifies me that they've posted, so that I know to go back and watch their video. So it's a super cool little tool that YouTube offers us as YouTubers, and also offers you guys as watchers, so you don't miss any videos. So be sure to do that, because I've got lots more outside videos coming up. I've got some flower beds to do. I've got some weeding to do, some very satisfying weeding that I need to do around my steps. So be sure that you've got that bell notification hit. Now here, guys, I've got this little rain bucket that I leave here on the side of the porch. It catches all the rain, and this is my most favorite way to water my plants. They really love rainwater, so I recommend for you to have some type of big bucket or barrel out to catch rainwater, so that you can water even your inside plants with this rainwater. It's so good for them.
Gonna stay in this moment, gonna lay here on the grass.
Okay, now I'm going to take a quick second, and I'm going to get all of the dead stuff off this geranium. If you're not picking all the dead leaves and stems off of your geraniums, I recommend that you do that. That is really the best way to get your blooms to continue to bloom, or get your plant to continue to bloom, is to pick all that dead stuff off that. I believe that's called deadheading. So really, any plant that flowers, you need to pick off all the dead stuff. So that's what I'm going to do here, and then I'll get it watered.
It's true, no matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold, no matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why, I'm always feeling homesick.
Okay, now let's move on to our bird feeders. If you've been around a while, you've seen me several times fill up these bird feeders, but I love having these two really big bird feeders right here by the deck. There's nothing sweeter than sitting out in the morning or in the afternoon with some tea or some coffee and watching the birds feed and the squirrels. If you have a place by your porch, by your kitchen window, I highly recommend you getting either a hummingbird feeder or a bird feeder. It brings me such joy to see nature like that, and I believe you would definitely enjoy it. Of course, I live in the country, so I've got trees everywhere, but they've also got those little stands that you can put in the ground that will hold a bird feeder or a hummingbird feeder. So let me know in the comment section if you're also someone like me that thoroughly enjoys feeding the birds. Okay, now that all my back deck chores are done, let's move to the front porch. Here's a quick before shot of the bench that I'm going to paint black. Okay, so I've just got this sitting out by the other side of the garage. I've got a piece of plastic underneath it, and I'm just going to go to town painting this bench. It took me two cans, guys, to get this done. So 2 coats, and I did buy some paint that was like rust resistant to help this not rust so easily, because you could see some rust there, right kind of in the bend of that bench, just getting some rust. So hopefully this will help with any rusting. Okay, well, I'm going to let y'all, when I was editing this back, I'm like, man, this is so satisfying watching this. So I'm going to put some soft music on and let y'all enjoy this satisfying painting session. Okay, so while the bench is drying, let's take a second, move back to the front porch, and let's do some cleaning, just a little bit of cleaning before we add some summer touches. This front porch just stays really dirty when it's been raining. And like I said earlier, it has been raining a lot here lately. So what happens is we have a daycare center across the street, and the property over there is just a little bit higher than our property. And because of that, once those ditches fill up, that water just flows right onto our front porch. There's been several times that we thought water is going to come into the front door. It gets so high here. So that water sits there on the porch and just makes the porch yucky once it dries up. This porch really needed to be power washed today, but I didn't want to do all that today. So I'm just going to blow it off, do the best I can, and go from there. So we are going to get this window clean real quickly. It stays pretty dirty also. I keep that kitchen window open a lot, so I really like this window to be good and clean. So I'm going to also take a second and clean this window, and I promise that's all the cleaning that we're going to do, guys. Okay, so very simple here. I just created a little vignette here with this little stool that came from Hobby Lobby. That watering can, I believe, came from my friend Charlotte's antique store. And that little wooden toolbox there came from Hobby Lobby. I left my welcome sign, and the door wreath came from Amazon. It's a couple years old. Okay, and I'm just continuing to keep it very simple here on that little stool that came from Hobby Lobby. That hydrangea came from Charlotte. She has the best plants at her trade days. If you'll notice, I also put one of those hydrangeas on the back porch. I had taken one out that was kind of dying off, and I want to plant that in a flower bed, but they are just beautiful. I added this little rug here from Amazon, and just continued to add a couple more of my watering cans. I have a collection of watering cans. I absolutely love them, and I think they're just the best decorations for any porch. Okay, and now that the bench is dried, I'm going to show you a quick before look. The white was pretty, but the black, guys, absolutely gorgeous. So thank you, my friend, for whoever suggested I painted this black. It looks absolutely wonderful. It gives the porch such a pop of color, and you can see it from the road so much better, and I absolutely love it.
Welcome back to my channel. This afternoon I'm on my back deck. I've got some chores to do outside. I spent the morning doing some chores inside, so now it's time to spend this beautiful afternoon and get some chores done on my back porch and my front porch. I've got some new rugs to put out. I've got some plants to pot. So lots of chores to be done this afternoon, and oh my goodness, what a beautiful day God has given us. If it's not spring quite yet in your hometown, maybe you'll come along with me today and let me share some of my sunshine here today in Texas. If you happen to be new today, I'm Robin, and welcome to my channel.
Okay, I wanted to start off by just showing you guys some before looks of the back deck. If you missed my video, I think it was last Wednesday, I got out here, used the water hose and a broom, some Dawn dishwashing liquid, and washed off the deck, scrubbed it down really well, and then I put all my patio furniture back on and added like some ferns, a lot of greenery, some palm trees to the back deck. But at that time, I did not have my spring plants bought yet from my friend Charlotte's. So I also did a video where I went to Charlotte's and did some shopping and picked up my spring plants to put on the back porch. And finally, today is the day that we get to get out in this beautiful sunshine and pot up a bunch of my plants that I bought and add some color to this back deck. So I'm very excited to do that. This is actually my first day also to have shorts on since spring has sprung here in Texas. So I was very happy. I do have a long sleeve shirt on because it was kind of chilly in the shade, but what a beautiful day that we have today. A perfect day to get out on the back porch and kind of give it a little spring refresh. So what you're going to see me here do is use my blower. Ladies, if you're an outside person and have not invested in a blower yet, oh my, this is a battery operated one. It came with 2 batteries, so I always have one charged up, and it is so handy. Now, it won't do like the deep stuff. Like when I deep cleaned my porch a few weeks back, I pretty much had to use a broom to get that pollen off there, but once you kind of get your patio in order, it works so well. Okay, now here's a quick shot of all my spring plants that I mentioned that I bought at Charlotte's. If you happen to see my video last Sunday, I believe you saw me shopping for all these beautiful plants. This is one of the areas that I really need to sprucing up for spring. It's in pretty bad shape. And then here's my second area that we really that needs my attention really bad too. You see Z there enjoying the sun. Did y'all see that dog earlier, guys? I know y'all did not recognize him. He's a new dog in the neighborhood. He belongs to a new neighbor across the street. She's a lab. I haven't figured out what her name is yet, but I'm hoping to meet our new neighbor and see what her name is. But she hung out with us all day today. Here's another project that I've got to get done. It won't be today, but I've got to get out here and pull all of these weeds out. It's easier to do that when the ground is wet, so hopefully I can get to that pretty soon. Derek has started on the pull. Look how clean he's got it, guys. Now, we had a thunderstorm Thursday night, I believe, so there's lots of limbs in there and leaves I've got to get out, but the pool is almost ready. So excited for that. Now, the first thing I've got to do, I cannot stand it when that little flag gets all wound up. I like it flowing in the air. It's so pretty. So I'm just going to take a broomstick real quickly and get this flag situated, get it untangled, and then we'll go and make some birds happy by filling up our bird feeders. I've got 2 bird feeders here underneath this mimosa tree, and I've got 2 more on the other side of the house, but these are the only 2 that I'm going to fill up today. I should have bought some extra bird seed and did not get around to it, so I only have enough for these 2 bird feeders today, and this is just something I just love to do. Really, I probably feed the squirrels more than I feed the birds because the birds and the squirrels fight over it big time. I think there's some bird feeders out there that'll keep the squirrels from getting the feed, but I do enjoy watching those squirrels try to get to those birds' food, and they fight half the time. But anyway, so I'm just going to fill up these 2 bird feeders today. It is such a joy to sit on this back deck and watch the hummingbirds, watch the squirrels, watch the birds eat off the bird feeders. It's just a fabulous way to spend my mornings. Now, during the week, I don't really get out here on my porch in the morning times, but I definitely do when spring hits around here. Every Saturday and Sunday morning, I'm usually out here with my coffee, watching the birds or watching some type of animal here in the backyard. I certainly enjoy this country living. Okay, now with that chore done, let's move back to the deck and let's get some plants taken care of. we're going to replace first this mum that you see here in that smaller wicker basket. Y'all, that is a mum that I got back in the fall, and I just left it in the pot that I bought it in. You can see it's kind of all tore up, but they will come back. I've said before, if you'll cut your mums back in the fall, you can plant them in a flower bed or leave them in the pot that you have them in, and if the frost doesn't get them, they will grow back. So that's what that was that I just took out of that basket. It's a mum that I got back in the fall. I can't wait for it to bloom. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. It looks so healthy. And then I'm going to replace it with this absolutely stunning hydrangea that I got from Charlotte's plant center that she has here in our little hometown. I'm hoping she gets some more in because I would really like to have some on the front porch and some in the flower beds. If you're watching this video today and you're from my little area in Texas, go by and check out David and Charlotte's Trade Days. I promise you, you will not be disappointed in the plants that she buys. Okay, now let's get our hands dirty, or should I say let's get our gardening gloves dirty, and let's start potting up some of these plants. Now y'all, I kind of treat my plants outside kind of the way I do my vignettes inside my house. I kind of create vignettes inside my clay pots. I love big clay pots. Most of these that you see today were Derek's grandmother's from her home, and so when she passed away, I just brought them to my home, and they are very old, and I just love using them. And I'm showing you guys here my little shovel that I have. The dog's got a hold of it. I've got to buy some more gardening tools, but for today we're going to work with what we have. Now I'm going to go ahead and just take out some of the plants that were still surviving in this big pot. Not all of them. These are strings of pearls that I used last year, and they survived the winter. So I'm just going to take a few out. And then you've heard this saying, when you go to pot up a big planter like that you need to use let's see, how do they say it? You need to use a thriller, which is a really tall plant, a filler, something that kind of fills in your extra area, and then a spiller, something that as it grows, it'll kind of spill over to the side. So that's what I'm going to try to develop here today. I'm going to leave, like I said, some of that string of pearl in there to kind of be some of my filler, and wait till you see my pink geranium that I picked up from Charlotte's to be my thriller. I really just love that pink geranium in that clay pot. I think it looks so good. I love the way this turned out. I bought some of the Dusty Miller, which I'll show you in a second the actual name of it. That is the little white plant you see there as my filler. And then I bought, I think it's called Purslane, I can't say that correctly, with little flowers on it. That is what I bought for my spiller, because as that grows, it'll just kind of grow down that pot. And I'm not sure what you call this type of plant, but that Purslane, Charlotte, correct me, I know I'm saying that wrong. You can just clip that off and stick it in the ground and it'll root. So that's really a cool plant to have. So if you notice, I did buy a big tray of that to have a whole bunch of it, because that will really multiply. Purslane, I think that's how you say that. Anyway, I love that little plant. Like I said, it's very versatile. You just clip it off and you can stick it in another flower bed or another pot. It'll grow its own little plants. That's pretty cool. Okay, so one pot down. Now let's work on this next pot. And guys, I just had to show y'all what was going on behind me as I was working on my plants today. The dogs were definitely enjoying this really nice, cool weather. So again, all I'm going to do is clean out this soil, take some out, and make some room for some more plants. Okay, so now my second clay pot is ready. And guys, I've got to change gloves at this point because I mentioned that it had stormed a couple nights before. So this soil that was in these two clay pots were really wet. So these gloves by now are soaking wet. So I'm going to change gloves just real quickly because we're getting everything dirty and change into some new ones. But so these are the only two clay pots I have here. And then in just a second, you'll see me take a really pretty turquoise pot that I've had this for a long time, just to add some color here to that little area. And I'm just going to finish this plant by putting some of that spiller. I'm just going to fill it up with that and put it down with the other clay pots. Just kind of create like a little vignette there on the side of the porch. I really decorate my back deck and my front porch pretty much the way I do the inside of my home. I pick out little areas to decorate, create little vignettes, little sitting areas in different spots, and I try to have it kind of all color coordinated. I love turquoise and blue here on the back deck. So that's pretty much when it comes to decorating my back deck, that I just have little areas that I decorate, I guess you could say. I'm just a firm believer that the outside of your home says a lot about the inside of your home. So I know during the winter my outside areas are not that pretty to look at, but come spring or summer you can be guaranteed that the outside of my home is going to be as pretty as I can make it. And I try to do it, very inexpensively. I try not to buy new pots every year. I have to buy new cushions sometimes every year because the dogs get a hold of our cushions that go on our furniture, but I do try to keep it pretty budget friendly back here because things are going to get rained on and storms are going to come through and things like that. So speaking of areas to decorate, here's another area that I like to keep cute. Over here in this little corner, I like to keep it decorated. I thought I was going to use that little bench here, but it was just a little bit too big, so I ended up not using the bench there. You'll see that pretty much all this stuff is going to go away. I did just kind of have everything stacked up there to see what all I was going to use, but I do like when you kind of come into the back yard, turn that corner, and when you see the deck, I really like this little area right here to be really pretty because that's the first thing you see when you walk in the backyard. So that's very important to me. So these are also two pots. Again, that big white pot was Derek's grandmother's, so it's very important to me. And so I always keep this. I think this is called a stargazer. You'll see it there that it's blooming. It's absolutely beautiful. Charlotte, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is a perennial, I believe, and that means they come back every year. So it'll die off, I'll cut it back, and then it'll just bloom, and it just grows so quickly. A lot of my plants today are annuals and they will die off, but a perennial comes back every year, hopefully if the frost doesn't get it. So all I'm going to do here is just again clean out this little pot some. I love having those little lights that you see there in my big pots, and at night time you can look out the back door and all those little lights are in my plants are shining, and they're so pretty. And guys, in these pots, there's really no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing in these pots. I'm just trying to use up all the plants that I still have. I just kind of have to be careful of what plants I put here because these two pots do catch some of the rain water when it rains, so I have to be pretty careful. As you can see here, the soil's pretty wet still, and it's been, I think, 2 days since it's rained. So this airplane plant, or what I call an airplane plant, I'm not sure what the proper word for that is, but it's going to do well here because it likes to be wet. So again, no rhyme or reason to what I'm putting in this pot. I'm just putting what I have left over. And guys, there's just something about working in the yard to me. Getting your hands dirty, planting flowers, watching them grow. I just absolutely love it. It's so therapeutic to me. Okay, so you saw the rug that was on by the back door. I was saving this rug for this video because I was waiting to get this area kind of cleaned up. Of course, Remy's needing some sugars while I'm getting this rug down. These dogs, I don't know how I got anything done today because they were all three following me everywhere today. But those rugs I think are absolutely gorgeous. They just make this back deck. I was so happy with them when they came in. So all we're going to do here, I think that big white plant is called a begonia, and it is absolutely beautiful. When I go back to Charlotte's to get hopefully some more of the hydrangeas, she'll have some more of those begonias because they are beautiful. Okay, I'm going to add a few more lights to these plants to just kind of complete them. I just, again, love that look. So if you've never done that before, I just get these from the dollar store. These might have came from Walmart because they're a little bit more sturdier than the ones from the Dollar General, but they'll last me all spring and summer, and I just love them. They're like an LED light, so they get their sunshine when the sun's out, and then they get their light in the daytime when the sun is out, and then at night when all the lights are off, it's just so pretty outside on the deck. I've also put them on the front porch, but I just highly recommend those, guys. If you haven't got any yet, maybe you've got some down your walkway but you've never thought to put them inside your plants, just try them out. I think it just adds such a nice touch to any porch. And guys, I know I am showing a lot of the dogs today, but as I said earlier, they pretty much were by my side all afternoon, I guess I could say. The whole time I was out here, one of them was by me. They pretty much rested in the sun and just really enjoyed their afternoon with me. I really enjoyed having them around also. But okay, now I'm just going to take the time to get some lights lit. These citronella candles were from Target. I've got a couple of the tall citronella candles that you'll see here in a second that go like out in the yard. I could only get one to light today. The other one was, I guess I didn't have any oil in it, but if you don't have any of those oil lanterns like the one you're about to see me light, those are pretty cool too. Now this one was like an inferno when I lit it. It was really huge, so I didn't let that, it kind of burn, it's got to kind of burn off for a little bit. So look, it gets really big, but eventually it dies down. But this was about 6:30, 6:45 at night. I was still home alone. The neighbors had their kids over. They were playing volleyball. I had music on and my TV here on the back deck. I fixed me a big girl drink after I had done all this work. And I'll probably sit out here for like 45 minutes and just enjoyed all of my hard work. So I encourage you to get out onto your, even if it's just a little patio section, a little front porch, a little nook, and just to add maybe a cute little chair, a comfortable chair, some candles, and make this an extension of your home like I try to do my home. Our house is not that big, but with this deck added on there, we just thoroughly enjoy this deck throughout the spring and throughout the summer. So I sure hope I've encouraged you to do the same at your home. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is such a fun video. I headed to Lowe's this morning to pick up some bird feed. I stopped by Starbucks, got me a coffee, and then I headed over to Charlotte's Trade Days to pick up some plants for my back deck. Charlotte is my friend, my neighbor, and her husband, David, own a trade days here in our hometown. When it comes to spring, they have the best plants around, so I'm going to take you over to his and hers Mercantile in my hometown and show you around. If you happen to be new today, I'm Robin, and welcome to my channel. I'm going to start off by showing you guys a quick clip of my favorite drink from Starbucks, and that is an iced brown sugar soy milk latte. It is one of my favorites. And as soon as I pulled up, Charlotte was waiting on me. She'll get a buggy, and we're going to start looking for plants in just a second. For you guys that live in my hometown, I just wanted to show you a quick shot of the inside of her trade days. It's actually 2 stories. It is so nice, and it is so fun going up and down each aisle. But today, we're not here to shop on the inside. We're here to go back outside and buy some plants for the back deck. Now, I actually filmed this video the Saturday before Easter, and then you're not going to watch this video, or I'm not going to post this video until the Wednesday after Easter. So just want to let you guys know that this was done prior to Easter. But here is some shots of outside of Charlotte. She has her little buggy ready, and it was really busy today. We were keeping her jumping today. She was selling these plants like hotcakes. And friends, aren't these hydrangeas absolutely gorgeous? I would have bought every one of them if it was in my budget, but I went ahead and went with the pink. I'm going to do a lot of pink and yellow on the back deck today for Easter, and she had so much to choose from. Now, I'll also come back probably next weekend. Charlotte and I are going to go on a road trip a couple of days the first week in April, and I'll film that for you guys. And then when I get back that following weekend, I'll probably be back at Charlotte's, because then I'm going to be doing my flower beds outside. So just if you're one of my watchers that love it when I start doing my outside videos, then get ready, because my next couple of videos I'm hoping will just be lots of videos outside in the yard.
Okay, we're home from Charlotte's. It's gotten a little cloudy here. It was absolutely sunny when I left about an hour and a half ago. Now it's all overcast. So let's try to work on the back porch and maybe the front porch if we've got some time before it starts raining. And I'll tell you what type of plants I bought as I'm putting them on the porch. So I'll tell you what type of plant and maybe the price. So my friends that live local can run by Charlotte's and pick up some spring plants to get their front and back porch ready for spring. Okay, here's what the sky looks like. I should have filmed it before I left because it was bright and sunny and not a cloud in sight, but it's turning awfully dark. So let's get to working on this back porch before it really starts raining.
I'm going to show you some quick before shots, and as you can see, there's a lot of work I need to do in this backyard, so hopefully lots of outside videos coming your way. Be sure you've hit that subscribe button, be sure you hit that bell notification button so you won't miss any of my outside yard work, flower bed work, all the fun stuff outside in the yard.
Okay, real fast. If I have enough plants, I didn't buy that many today. My budget was $100. I spent $110, so I may not have enough, but I'm going to focus on potting in this area. We may not be able to pot all of them. And then in this area over here. So these are the two areas that I'm going to try to fill up with plants and make it a little bit more appealing here on the back porch, since this is pretty much where we're going to spend our afternoon hunting Easter eggs.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly plug in the television, get me some country music playing, and y'all look at Remy. He is living his best life here on this back porch. He's the neighbor's dog if you happen to be new today, but he'll hang out with me today because I'm outside. But let's start by unloading all of my plants, getting them here on what I call my potting table, because this is where I pot all my plants. And we'll get the bird feeders filled up, and I also went ahead and did my hummingbird feeder this morning. My friend Kathy says that she already has some hummingbirds at her house. She'll have a ton of them. Charlotte will have a ton of them, and I'll just have like 2 at my house. But I'm hoping that the grandkids can see some birds today feeding on the bird feeders, and maybe a hummingbird or 2 feeding off the hummingbird feeders.
Hey friends, I know some of you like it when I kind of share with you what I actually bought and what type of plant I bought. So Mexican heather is so pretty, and it grows so easily. And then I also picked up some of this coleus. How vibrant is this? So pretty. So these are great basket filler guys, or planter fillers. They grow really well, and I believe this is the type of coleus that you could just, like, once it gets a little bigger like this one, you could just pinch that off, stick it in the ground, it'll root a new plant. So I love that when it comes to all the different colors of coleuses. And then again, this Mexican rose is a great filler. But you know what, guys, I just remembered I don't have the prices for those. So Charlotte, if you want to leave that in the comment section, how much your prices are on these basket fillers, I know our local people would appreciate that. Okay, and then I picked up just a couple of Gerber daisies. These are my very favorite plant. I just love these, or flower. These are $8 a piece. So I got this vibrant red one and this really pretty hot pink one. Sorry, Remy has saw something, so he's barking in the background. But so I picked those up, and then I found this gorgeous hydrangea. She has the most beautiful hydrangea, and it's $35. Look how gorgeous it is. It is just full of blooms. That's gonna make my Easter porch just beautiful. And then this beautiful geranium for $15, and I also, it's another shade of pink, so I went with lots of pink today. So pretty. So I think these colors right here are really going to spruce up my Easter porch. And then this, of course, this beautiful fern. I don't know what type of fern this is. Let me see. It doesn't exactly say what fern. I don't know if it's a Boston fern. I'm sure Charlotte will tell us in the comment section when she watches this video. But it was $25. And I don't know if I'm going to put this in a different pot or just leave it in that pot. I'm not real sure. But it's really going to look pretty. I may end up putting this by the back door. And then I picked up one of these petunia baskets for $15. She puts on here it needs 5 to 6 hours of sun. And it is so pretty. I do know Charlotte has taught me with these petunias that you're supposed to deadhead them. So like you see this dead one, you're supposed to pick it off so another flower will bloom. So there's my little planting tip for the day. But this yellow is so pretty. And I don't know if I'm going to hang this or put it in a basket. So let's start planting all of our plants, putting them putting them in their new home, and let's see how pretty we can make this back deck. Okay, let's get these bird feeders filled up real quickly. The birds have been like dying. They come in here every morning, every afternoon, and there's been no bird feed here. So I grabbed some at Lowe's. So let's get these filled up real quickly and make these birds happy.
Y'all get ready because you're about to get a pretty good laugh. This limb almost got me right here. This limb is rather tall, and I don't have a ladder, or I didn't have a ladder handy, so I just kind of walked down that limb, and it almost got me when it popped back up. But these bird feeders have seen better days. They're probably, y'all, at least 5 years old. I need to buy some more, but for today, we're just going to use these. friends, I was struggling today. That loom almost got me. And then when I went to put this bird feeder back, I noticed there was a ton of poison oak on this fence line. So that's another project that I'll have to be working on soon. You'll see me trying to find a stick. I just need to kind of pull that poison oak away before I try to hang that bird feeder, because the last thing I need is poison ivy or poison oak on me. And I believe both bushes were on this fence line. So that'll be a project. I'll have to put a long sleeve t-shirt on and get over here and get that fence line cleaned off, and also that little flower bed that was over to the left. I have lots of irises in that little flower bed, and it's all grown up. So if you saw last year, we have lots of little clovers in our flower beds, so that'll be quite a job getting all those clovers out of my side flower beds. But okay, so now we're going to move over to this little area and get it all spruced up. Y'all see that lizard right there, guys? He kind of hung out with me for a little bit. I got to put this fern here, and I'm trying to softly put it in there so I wouldn't scare him, but he hung in there, and then he took off right after this. But I wanted to bring to your attention that little lizard that was there on that pole. So what I try to do is on my plants, like this plant that you're about to see here, this is my stargazer I got from Charlotte. This is my second spring for it to bloom. I'm so excited. The frost has not gotten it for 2 years now. But when I have plants and they come back for the spring, they didn't die off, I'll just try to get all the leaves out of it, just kind of pick all the dead stuff off of it. And sometimes in this big pot, I'll put another plant in here, but today I really didn't have anything else to put in here. So you're just going to see me quickly clean out this pot just to kind of give this stargazer a little bit more room to grow a little bigger. And here's another pot that I was going to clean out really well. I've got one plant here I was going to save. And then once I started taking the plants out, I thought, you know what? I think I'm just going to put the petunia here. So once I took that one plant out, I just took this all the soil that was in this one pot, put it over into another big pot, and then you'll see me just add this yellow petunia here, and it looks so pretty here on these steps. Now obviously, guys, you can see all kinds of green pollen on these steps. We've got to power wash this, we've got to restain it, so lots to do. But I needed to get the porch a little bit prettier for Easter, because again, this is Saturday, the grandkids are coming over the next day, which would have been Sunday Easter, so I had to get this porch looking better. But you'll be able to see a lot of stuff that really needs to be done here on this back deck that I'm not going to get done today, but eventually it'll all get done. Oh my goodness, y'all, did I struggle trying to get that plant holder off of that plant or what? That sucker did not want to come off. Let me know in the comment section if you've got a green thumb. I consider myself kind of having a green thumb. My number one problem with my plants inside or outside of my house is that I tend to overwater my plants. I'm really bad about that. And we all know that root rot happens really quickly. And once that happens and sets in with your plant, it's pretty much gone. To me, it's almost better for your plant to dry out than it is to get too wet. But let me know in the comment section again if you feel like you've got a green thumb, or you're like, no way, Robin, all I have in my house is faux plants, and no way do I even want to try a new plant. If you guys follow To Vacuum Do Us Part with Ashley, I have followed her for probably 6 years now, and I can remember where she would have never gotten a real plant in her house. And then she has gotten what I think they call it a mother-in-law's tongue. It's like the nickname for it, or a snake plant. Those are really easy to grow. I don't have one in my house now, or I'll show you a picture of it, but if you feel like you don't have a green thumb and you want some plants on the inside, I feel like that's the best plant for you to start with. And then outside, really any flowering plant like this, if you'll just don't let it get too wet and just let it dry out before you water it. And I have found that ferns like to be watered from the bottom. I actually have a big watering trough. You can't see it right here. Not really a trough, but a big watering barrel that catches my rainwater off of my deck. And so when I go to water my ferns, I just take that fern and sit it down into that water. And then I usually let them sit there overnight. They absolutely love that. So if you've got a fern and you're trying to keep it alive, don't water it from the top, water it from the bottom. I promise it'll make such a difference. And I do try to let mine dry out before I go to water my ferns. Okay, so here's another big pot where some of my flowers survived the winter. I think these are actually pansies, those yellow flowers there, and several of them survived in this big pot. So I'm just going to take them out and transport those or transplant those into another pot. But I wanted to clear this pot out because I've got a huge, I don't know what you want to call this other plant that I got from Charlotte. I got this one about 2 weeks ago. I got 2 different ones, and they're flowering plants. They've got several different types of flowering plants in it. They're absolutely beautiful. It's really going to look really good here in this spot. You'll see that here in just a second. But first I need to take all of these plants and take them out to make room for this other plant that I'm going to get. It was funny. It was on I think it was on a Saturday afternoon. Charlotte had just went and bought all of her plants. She was coming back. She had her plant trailer attached to her truck, and she just pulled up in the yard, and she lets down the back of that trailer, and I just go shopping. So it's really fun to have one of your best friends that owns a trade days and has a plant center, and you can get roadside service like that, because I tell you, she takes really good care of me. Okay, I don't know what this is called, but look how gorgeous it is. It has several different plants in there. I'm sure Charlotte can tell us in the comment section what all these plants are, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. My precious mother-in-law, we lost her some time back, and purple was her favorite color. So I am going to plant this in here in memory of our precious Nene. Debbie Dawson Lowe was her name, and our son Jay is named after her. His name is Jay Dawson, and we're just so proud of his name because of our precious Nene. So we miss you, Nene. We love you. But isn't this just beautiful, y'all? We love this purple, or I love this purple. It is just beautiful. And I've got another one just like it, but it's on the front porch. I'll show you the front porch in just a little bit. Now, you know you're really doing some planting if you have to change gloves. That plant gave me such a time. I had soil everywhere. So I'm going to put on some fresh gloves and we're going to continue to pot up some of these plants. This is just one of my favorite things to do, guys. I mentioned a lot here on my channel that both of my grandmothers were big plant people, big yard people. My Granny Yates and my Granny Horton. My Granny Horton lived right beside her two sisters, which was my Aunt Fern and my Aunt Dorothy, and I have such precious memories of those ladies, and they're all in heaven now. And I tell you what, I've got the best memories of them working in their yards, and they had plant sales, and people would stop and buy plants. And oh my goodness, my Granny Horton, she had a banana tree and it actually grew bananas that you could eat. I don't think I ever tried one because I think I was a little scared of it, but she could pretty much grow anything. And they were big coffee drinkers, and so she would put soil in coffee cans, like Folgers coffee cans, and she'd make holes in the bottom of those coffee cans for the water to drain out. And she would just root plants, and that's how she would sell her plants at her plant sale in those coffee cans, and just any container that she could find, she was going to grow a plant. So every time I'm in my yard, I'm planting plants, I've got my hands in my soil, or I've got my hands in soil, I am thinking of my grannies and my great aunts, because I tell you, they've taught me all I know about flowers, which is not much. I didn't pay attention much when I was a teenager, but I do have lots of precious memories of them. Look at y'all, look at Remy. He is still living his best life sitting here. He is certainly enjoying this overcast day. I wish you guys could hear the wind chimes chiming and the birds singing. The wind was blowing just enough to make it just extra cool feeling and not too hot. And I'm still listening to my country music, and I just so enjoy being outside. Okay, now we're just going to add a couple of rabbits to the back deck. Now, I know when you watch this, it's going to be the Wednesday, I think, after Easter. However, I've said this before on the inside of my house. I'll say it for the outside of my house also, that I think Easter bunnies can be left up all during spring. There is something about a sweet little Easter bunny. And so today I'm going to add just a couple for them to be back here for the grandkids when they hunt Easter eggs tomorrow. If you happen to be new today, I would love it if before you left today, you would introduce yourself to me in the comment section, maybe where you're from, your name. We would all love to hear from you. I've gotten so many new subscribers lately. We're almost at our next goal of 12,000 subscribers. So hard to believe. I'm going to have a $50 Amazon giveaway as soon as we hit that 12,000 subscriber mark. So if you take a chance, or if you would, before you leave today, make sure you're still subscribed to my channel. I've noticed on some of the channels that I watch that I'm no longer subscribed to them sometimes, and I'll hit that red subscribe button again. I don't know what YouTube does to us YouTubers sometimes, but sometimes they unsubscribe people. So if you would, before you leave today, if you would make sure that you're still subscribed to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you've got an Instagram account, I'd love for us to follow each other over on that platform. You can find me at Robin Lane Lowe, the same name as my YouTube channel. Okay, guys, so there's a lot of after-shot pictures of my back deck. I'm going to show you real quickly what my front porch looked like for Easter. And then I'm going to include just a couple of shots of my family at Easter. We had the grandkids here hunting Easter eggs. We had a great Easter lunch after church, and we had a wonderful day with family. So I'll leave you guys with just a couple of shots so you can see my family during Easter. I hope you guys had a wonderful Easter also. I appreciate you guys for spending some of your precious time with me today. Hit that thumbs up button if you would. That helps out this video so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.
Look up again. Look up again.
She says no, thank you. There's 9 money eggs.
Oh, there's 9.
Uh-huh.